Welcome to another edition of Turf Talk, Breeders' Cup Week edition. Vance, it's finally here, and we're here at Keeneland overlooking the gorgeous paddock. We're in the area where the Breeders' Cup Betting Championship is held. A lot of action this weekend on the track, at the betting windows. I'm sure you're as excited as I am.
I am, and even this rainy weather we're having early in the week doesn't dampen my enthusiasm for the upcoming Friday and Saturday card. It's going to be a doozy. We've got American Pharoah against Beholder in the Classic. We've got Europe's Best Horse and Golden Horn for the Turf. Turf is a little soggy right now. We'll have to see how he handles that come Saturday, but yeah, I'm juiced up.
Yeah, the weather certainly not great now, but I definitely prefer the alternative. I wouldn't want it sunny now and expecting rain in 40s on Friday and Saturday, so we'll take the bad now and the good yet to come, or the best is yet to come, as Breeders' Cup said. I wanted to point out that we were in that Breeders' Cup Betting Championship area. It's a contest where normally you hear about one strong opinion wins it for someone. They build up their bankroll and they push their chips in the middle. Mucho Macho Man, Blame 1 year. If it were you, where would you be looking like, this is where I'm going to plant my flag and chips fall where they may?
That's a very difficult question. I've just barely started kind of finding my way through all the races, but you know, I would look at a race like the Classic. American Pharoah is going to be a heavy favorite. We got like two legitimate opposition to him, Beholder and Honor Code. And Beholder's 3-1 in the morning line. I think that's a pretty decent price on that filly. Honor Code is 6-1, same price as Tonalist, which kind of surprised me. So, you know, I kind of start with the Classic. But kind of in general, when I first had a look at these races, I kind of thought that maybe this could be a chalky Breeders' Cup, especially on Saturday. You're going to have horses like Golden Horn in the Turf, who's going to be very tough to beat. Run Happy, Private Zone look formidable in the sprint. They're both going to be short prices. So, I mean, it kind of looks like short prices on a lot of these races on Saturday, just at first glance.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, part of it, with whether it's a contest or you're just betting on your own, a lot of people, they'll see a race like, let's take the Juvenile, say, oh, it's wide open, it's, you know, it's a great betting race. And to me, I mean, I don't mind wide open if everyone else feels that way and I don't, but if I feel that way too, that's typically not a race I'm looking to bet a lot of. I mean, you know, between the players' pools and my own betting, you know, the all but one or the all but two buttons bitten me before, and races like that are just ripe for that. If you don't have an opinion, you don't have an opinion. So for me, yeah, it's wide open, but that doesn't mean I want to bet it.
Yeah, and there's a few races like that. I'm not really getting a feel for the twinspires.com filly and mare sprint. I think that's a really tough race. And the juvenile turf races on Friday are ones that I've always had difficulty trying to figure out. You've got 14 horses, young Americans with few starts, few young Europeans with few starts. It's hard to get a grip on, you know, who's the best in those two races.
Yeah, well, as you said, it's a doozy of a card on both days. Fantastic opportunities, and wherever you end up landing, which hopefully we'll see that on the blog throughout the week and discuss later. But yeah, you don't need to be right every race. Great thing about Breeders' Cup. I will say my long shot, just to get out there, and there'll be plenty other places as well, but in the twinspires sprint, I've been full in love a lot, however you say that name. Calvin Burrell's riding 30-1 on the morning line, fast enough to win this race, seems to be a 6 furlong specialist. So to me, if I were in this betting championship, that would be a horse I'd be looking to make a score on.
Yeah, and also, like you were talking about the twinspires sprint, I think the California horses are going to be a bit overlooked, even though they don't look too fast on paper. You know, the pace is going to be red hot. They're kind of closing types, and those are the types that could win on this surface. I'm thinking about Wild Dude, who was a multiple Grade 1 winner this year. Big Mocker, who I picked in last year's sprint, but he stumbled out of the gate. He doesn't quite have the same resume this year, but you know, I might throw a couple bucks on him just as a flyer. And of course, Kobe's back. 6 furlongs might be a bit short for him, but he did win the Commonwealth over this track in the spring, going 7 furlongs. He's a bit of a slow starting type, but if you like the Californians in the sprint, they're going to offer huge prices.
Yeah, and we hear it every year, California speed, and this year, like you said, it's a year where it might be overlooked a little bit, and sprint, very similar to some of the other races we discussed, pretty obvious favorites, Run Happy and Private Zone. They all can't win. Prices are going to come in somewhere, maybe there, certainly somewhere else, and hopefully we'll find them. One of us will.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for this edition of Turf Talk. Join us throughout the week here on our YouTube channel and at twinspires.com/blog, handicapping info at brisnet.com/BC. Vance, good luck.
Good luck to you.